What is going on, Cleveland Browns fans? Welcome back to the Cleveland Pulse YouTube channel. I am your host, Justin Harold, and usually with me, my co-host, Jeff Santa. Not here today, bringing you a solo video to preview the Week 3 matchup for your Cleveland Browns, who are 1-1 against the New York Football Giants, who are 0-2. A matchup the Browns should take advantage of in this early part of the season. The next few games coming up as easy ones, but if you are looking for a team with a worse quarterback that is doing poorly, then look no further than the New York Football Giants. Gonna go right to it here and just look at the stats that the Giants put up here. As you guys will see, not very impressive numbers over here. Now, obviously, the biggest thing to look at here is Daniel Jones, obviously, with his 54.3 completion percentage, 364 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Looking at a good matchup for Myles Garrett and the defense on this end, going to hopefully keep giving them some, fits and whatnot. Then you look at the run game and Devin Singletary, 2 games into the season, 26 carries, 132 yards, not great. The average isn't actually bad, but I'm sure those games haven't been going very well if they've been getting away from the run with that. 1 touchdown, 1 fumble, and then Daniel Jones, second leading rusher. Then we're going to come down into the receiving game. And obviously, here, the biggest name to look out for is Malik Nabers, the rookie out of LSU. 15 receptions out of 25 targets for 193 yards, a touchdown. Either Denzel will have his day filled, or this cornerback room in general will be having a busy day covering him. Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton, just a couple other guys to name real quick. And on the defensive end, obviously they have some talented guys, but let's just go really quickly over here to the sack leaders. Obviously, not the defense that they were a couple years ago. As of right now, only sitting with, I believe, 6 total sacks. So you're looking at a game where you're hoping that the Browns will take advantage of, a poor matchup where offensively that team's not very good. Defensively, they're not the team that they were. They still have the schemes and whatnot, but you're looking for Deshaun Watson and crew to kind of start getting on a little bit better of a track here offensively. Defensively, you're looking for a little bit more of the same from last week outside of the second half of that game. But I think there's going to be a little bit more effort, going to be a little bit more, trying to open up the playbook. Hopefully, offensively, we saw week 1 a little bit of a change going into week 2. So we'll see how the offense continues to develop with Ken Dorsey and Kevin Stefanski, OCs, and just the playbook in general. Will be interesting to see as we move on over to the Browns side of things for some stats to share really quickly. Who the starting running back is going to be for us, because if you all notice, game 1, talk about some changes going into game 2, Jerome Ford was your starting running back, and he is the leader in rushing yards. Does not lead with touchdowns outside of Deshaun Watson, but is leading in yards and carries. So you saw that in game 1, but then game 2, you saw Deontay Foreman come in, get 14 carries for 42 yards. It'll be interesting to see how they keep moving along with this run game in terms of how it looks without Nick Chubb. But obviously, you want to talk quarterbacks, you want to talk Daniel Jones, you want to talk Deshaun Watson, and you're looking for what is pretty much a similar stat line to Daniel Jones. But you have to look at the situation in the terms of who the opponents were the last 2 games and what they did well. And I think that the 2 games that we had played, they were very good at rushing the quarterback. They were very good at getting to him. And as well as Deshaun played in game 2, I still think that there was that issue of our tackles letting guys get by them a little too easily. So moving along from that, we're going to go down into the receiving game. And of course, a little bit of a startling kind of thing to see here. You see Jerry Jeudy, you see Elijah Moore, you see David Njoku. Names that you might have thought would be in the top 3, maybe not Elijah Moore at 2, but then you go down a couple spots from Akins to Strong, and then you find Amari Cooper, who has been having a little bit of a off season. You can see this: 5 receptions out of 17 targets, which is huge for only 27 yards, has had some big drops in this season so far. And then you're going to go on to the defensive end. And obviously for us, with our sack leaders, you obviously have Miles, who's making plays, even if it doesn't come up in the stat book. You got guys like JOK having great seasons. So just looking for a continuation of the defense getting better and better each week, trying to get back to that form they were in towards the end of the year. So with that all being said, we're going to go and check out the injury report from Mary Kay this Thursday, just to wrap it up here, just to give you guys a little bit of insight to what we might be seeing come into play on Sunday. So, obviously, the three biggest ones that I'm just going to list out right there. Obviously, Jack Conklin at the very top was a full participant yesterday and today in practice. But then you go down to DeWante Jones, who did not practice yesterday, was limited today. Gonna have to keep an eye out for that to see who is going to be your other starting tackle, if not Jack Conklin and DeWante Jones playing. So, that being said, while you won't see Jedrick Wills as he is still limited the past two practices. So a couple of big names there for the offensive line, which again continues to be a struggle. I don't think the run game's been as good. I don't think the pass protection has been as good. You're going to hope that some guys get healthy here and bounce back. But that all being said, no Jeff, just me this week. We will hopefully get on for a pre-game, halftime, or post-game after the game on Sunday. But if you guys have not made it to making the or hitting the subscribe, like, or bell notification buttons, please make sure you guys are doing that. I'm going to end up with a prediction here. I'm going to say it's the Browns' highest scoring game so far this season. I'm going to go 21, 28. I'm going to go 31-14 Browns in what should be a pretty dominant game against a bad team, where your Browns hopefully start to catch a little bit of a fire under their butts and get moving in the right direction with some wins. So that's going to be me, guys. Like I said, please make sure you are hitting the like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons. And with that all being said, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.